you had a video. I can't remember what video you put it in, but it was the is 15% the new 10%. And in
Hmm.
that video, I think it was that video, you go into when we first start lifting, we lift because we want to be stronger and live an epic life. And I think you use like James Bond as an example. We want
Yeah.
to be like, we want to live that lifestyle. But in reality, we get so intense about it that we're like limiting ourselves so that we're actually not enjoying our lives more. Like if it becomes, there needs to be a balance that's struck. And even when it comes to, for me, it's like, am I going to track my calories for the rest of my life? Like, am I going to be like hyper focused? Like, no, I can't eat that. Like, am I going to go to a restaurant with my girlfriend and, be like, how many calories are in this meal? And like, just obsess about everything. Or
Yeah.
what's the balance between just living your life and, and then also taking the gym seriously? Like that's something that people need to talk about because, the obsession with leanness and for me, I'm happy. I'm happy being a bit fluffier and enjoying life. And I don't necessarily need to be 10%. I don't need to stay at 10% if it damages my quality of life or like takes away from experiences. I'd rather be able to get away with some things that maybe not optimal for the perfect physique.
Yeah. Yeah. It's and I think the better you can hold on to that mindset, the more enjoyable and the more fulfilling this whole lifting journey is going to be for you. Um, and I really wish for you, like sincerely, that you do manage to hold on to it, because I know that it's not easy. I flip flopped between that mindset and the one where I sort of still found something in my brain or in my heart that just propelled me to chase the crisp abs once again. And I'm not saying that that's necessarily a bad thing. It can be a cool personal challenge, and there's also nothing wrong with like here and there, like getting lean for the beach or for a
Yeah.
class reunion or whatever. But you know, I last year I sort of thought to myself that I would become the guy on YouTube who would teach people how to get abs. And it went well in some regards. But then I just came across so many people who were just writing me these heartbreaking stories, just in Instagram DMs and stuff. And a lot of them were young guys.
Mm.
And it's, I know how messed up I was at some point from this, but at least I was, at least in my early 20s or something when that happened. And these were like often like 17-year-old guy. And it's like, God damn it. Like now should be the time when this guy can actually get away with murder, in terms of like
Yeah.
he can try things and have adventures and just attempt risky stuff and not pay a huge price for it. Like now is
Yeah.
the time for self exploration and growth. And instead of that, he is sitting at home, binge eating, and then feeling guilty about it the next day, and then restricting and destroying opportunities and relationships and stuff. And I heard so many of these that I just thought to myself that, you know what, even if this hurts business, I'm just not enough of a natural businessman or salesman or something that I could live with myself if I kept preaching this
Yeah.
message. So that's why I put that out. And honestly, it's still not it's not going to be the solution still, unfortunately. Like I think that's an important message to hear out, and I'm happy that I'm not the only one saying this. Like Jeffrey Verity Schofield that you had on twice,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's talking about this as well. Mario Tomic, even, which I'm
Mhm.
particularly happy to hear, because he he is someone who stays very lean for the most part, and
Yeah.
it's a
He's the lean guy. He's like he's very focused on calorie deficits and staying lean year round. That's what his content is kind of based
yeah.
on. It is what his content is based on, but he still promotes like a healthy mindset.
Yeah, and I really admire him for changing his tone a little bit, because I mean, since he became like, okay, my niche is going to be basically helping people to, like getting to 10% body fat. Like I know that his business catapulted since then, so I know that it's not an easy decision to make marketing wise, but still the
Mhm.
fact that he did it, I think it's amazing. But then also I think tools need to be given for people, or to people, to actually make that happen. Like how do you accept not looking as lean as maybe you could? Like you have the know-how to do it, but it's just the quality of your life is suffering so much. And one of the biggest pieces of advice that I give to people now is just get off social media for a while. Like stop
Mhm.
watching YouTube videos about this. Like stop listening to fitness podcasts if need be, and don't watch these influencers on Instagram, because I know how it is when you make up your mind, like, okay, I'm not going to try to diet, even though I'm not as lean as I would want to, or like I'm gonna gain or at least maintain. And then you come across something that some really lean guy is saying, and it's just completely making you feel conflicted about it, and then second guess your decision. So it's really not easy, man, but it just has to be said.
Yeah, there's something to be said. I recently did a little bit of a digital detox where I just kind of stayed off my Instagram. I don't have Instagram on my phone right now. I like went on YouTube mostly to check out your content because we had this podcast coming up, and just like watching a few videos here and there. But I do find that just like consuming fitness content constantly, or even just going on Instagram and seeing things over and over again, it's just too much input.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you say, it's almost like you take on other people's goals rather than just thinking about what you actually want as an individual.
Yeah. And these people are very good at maybe sometimes they're doing it unconsciously, but they're very good at playing to some of those real primal instincts and emotions. So
Yeah.
it's good marketing messages combined with something that we just naturally strive for having, or we just have this instinctual affection towards these physiques. And of course they were like reinforced by now, but it's very hard. Like when I see now like someone at single digit body fat, I can just see how tight everything looks. By now I even know how that feels. Like it feels cool being that lean, having like ultimate, I guess, freedom in front of the camera. Like when you take a selfie, you don't need to like be super careful with the angles, because you can turn left, right, whatever. You can show your most unflattering angles and you still look super lean. So when I see a physique like that, I can feel that it affects me. I cannot just move on easily. Like I will pause and it's like, damn. So it's hard to overlook. And all of that combined with a lot of little white lies or blatant lies at times, just the whole implicit or explicit message that they're giving to you that your life is somehow going to be amazing if you look like this. And it can be said without saying actual words. Like you just show a picture where you're smiling on the beach, just looking in the distance, that lean. Like what is the message behind that? Like, freedom, enjoyable experiences, adventures, enjoying any given nice activity, like being on the beach even more when you're that lean. In reality, like when you're that lean, you feel like being at home and counting the minutes until you can eat your chicken breast and broccoli, pretty much. Like you're not smiling that much, trust me. Like that guy is smiling way too much on that picture. It's suspicious. Or women, whatever. No, you don't think about women or men or whoever you're attracted to. No, you're thinking about your next meal. So it's yeah,
that's true, eh?
yeah. So
yeah, to go into that a little bit, I'm not going to drop any names, but my little brother, he's 16, I'm 29, so the age difference is quite large. And he follows a lot of like, bodybuilders on TikTok and whatnot. And, we're going into this, this unrealistic expectations. And I guess let's go into some critiques you have about like, I guess, modern bodybuilding or just the fitness industry as a whole. Because until I found this niche, like a little bit of it, I almost had to find this niche, like Jeffrey Verity Schofield, you and some of these other guys that are, putting out just like real, genuine, authentic content without the bullshit. That's harder to find than if you just go to mainstream Instagram bodybuilding channels. You find so much bullshit. Like you have to like go down rabbit holes where you find like real people putting out real stuff. And one thing that does drive me crazy is this obsession with leanness, to the point where I remember I showed a picture of some silver era bodybuilders to my little brother, and he was like, oh, that guy's kind of chubby or something like that. Like he thought like a dude with just an amazing physique, was chubby. And I was just like, bro, like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
To the point where like, if you're adequately muscled and you're 15% body fat, you're going to look better than, you're going to be in the top 95% of the population. of people. Like as a man, you're going to look really good.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
like,
even 20.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.